Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. I'm Sally from Sally Stampers, and today I'm bringing you this baker's box lantern. I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can, that I've actually got a little tea light inside. Obviously not a proper one, it's an LED one, and it's just sat inside there, which I think would be ideal for parties or even wedding favours or just decorations on a table. Or even just if you like having candles around your house. I know that I've got quite a good friend who loves candles and she's got them everywhere, so I think she'd love something like this. And it is simply just a baker's box made up and decorated. As you can see, I've got a little balloon just on the inside there and then a couple on the top for decoration, but obviously you can decorate them however you like. So I'm going to show you how to make them. So obviously we start off with our baker's box thinlets, and you need the big piece here, and you need to cut two pieces with it, which I've already done just to save a little bit of time. So we've got two beautiful yellow ones here that I'm going to decorate. So once they've been cut out, obviously we then need to make the little windows, and I decided for this one, these pieces here and the ones that I've used for this one, they do actually come in the baker's box thinlets. There are 9 pieces that come in with this. If you're not aware of them all, I'll just quickly show you them. So obviously those are the large and small windows that I used on here. We then have the circle, which I'm going to use on the front and the back, a small heart that I'm going to use on the sides. We have this piece and this piece and this piece, and these all have the option of going across the top. So where I have here my closure, and I've actually used a paper clip on mine just so I can add the ribbon and the sequin trim. But across the top here, where it folds and holds together, you can have the a long slot like that. You can have 2 holes in the centre, or you can have the what I sort of call the shop tag one like that. So there's 3 options there, and there is also, move those to one side, this one, which the right way round says yum. I think on my blog I probably have got a Watermelon Wonder box that I made. It has got retired DSP on it, but it is on there, and I did use the yum to stick just across the top there. So you have that as well. So I'm going to use these 2 for today. So I'm going to cut my holes out, which means I need to bring in the big shot, and I have actually just replaced one of my cutting pads. If you bear with me, I can show you. Although some people will say there's a lot of life left in it, this is my old one that I used on the base. I used both sides, so I will have this one at the bottom as my cutting, so whenever I put my cardstock on and my die, it will go that way. When I decide that my plate's a bit tired and worn, or loved, whichever way we do it, I use the top one next, and that goes on, and then I have a nice fresh one to go on the top. So with my sandwich and my magnetic platform, so I'm going to put on one of my baker's box sides, my circle, and because I'm feeling brave, I'm going to do them both at the same time. So there's my heart. Hopefully that will be central. Top of my sandwich on, and we'll run it through. Oops, all my blocks are falling over. And then I'm just running out of space here. So I'm just going to move that over this side so you can see that I've cut the circle and the heart out, and I'm going to do the same again on this one. So there's my circle and there's my little heart. Sandwich on the top, send it through. Obviously you will do this same treatment when you do your baker's box pieces, so when you're cutting the actual places out you just have exactly the same sandwich. Make sure I don't throw the wrong pieces away here, and by that I mean the die pieces, not the bits of card. Okay, so as quick as a flash we have our 2 bits cut out. So before I do any folding etc, I want to add vellum that I've used here. I did have a quick look at our beautiful patterned acetate, and I did think that that could look quite nice, either the silver or the gold side. But then I thought, but you'd actually see the candle and it probably wouldn't have the same effect. So I've dug out some of that vellum, and I've forgotten how big I cut these ones. These ones are 6 by 6 and these ones are 3.5 by 3.5 to go behind. And I'm simply going to flip these over, grab my glue dots, grab my vellum and just simply stick the vellum, the glue dots rather, onto the vellum in all 4 corners. And it's quite simple. Once you've got them all done, you just centralise it, pop it over, and then obviously we just repeat. Whoops, that one was alive then. Let's pop it on there. There we go. So we just keep going along, popping our glue dots in all the corners, and I'm sure that if you've got anything about you, you'll fast forward this bit because I didn't really think there was any point in doing it beforehand. So we're down to the halfway mark, sticking my glue dots on, and we're also down to the last month of Celebration, which is such a shame because there's such beautiful products in Celebration. I mean, there always is, don't get me wrong, but the glimmer paper, which I actually have to hand here, can you see the colours in there? Pink and greens, and they are just amazing. It's not long left now. 31st of March is the last chance to get them, and they'll be gone forever. So make sure you get your Celebration items while you can. Because like I said, once they're gone, they're gone. Right. So that one, oops, there's some of my blue look from before stuck on it. Okay, so that's those stuck in place. So now we can go ahead and do our folding and burnishing, and you literally just go along all the main score lines that the die actually puts in for you anyway. Cut that one a bit long, look, it'll be okay. Fold in your tabs, so obviously you're going to need those too, and the bottom ones. I give this a bit of a bend both ways because it doesn't matter until you get to the bottom. There's the lid that I burnish one way and then I fold back the other. Now this corner one here is triangle. You need to fold it inwards. Obviously that one's relatively easy. This one goes in this way. So it's a bit of a fiddle, but obviously as and when it's made up, it folds like that. Okay, so that's that one done. I'm just going to do this one, which again I've made the vellum too big. That's very strange. It's probably because of the circle actually, slightly bigger than the oval that I had before, so that might be why. But obviously all the dimensions for the sort of oval one will be on my blog, so you can have a look and get the measurements for that. and I shall make sure that the measurements for this vellum are slightly adjusted too, so that you get the right size. Okay, so fold that bit in there and fold this one, so fiddly, that's it. Fold that one in there, and there we go. Now, going back to my original, I've got a balloon in the front and I've actually got one in the back too, but it's actually on the inside of the vellum. So I'm going to use the Itty Bitty Butterfly Punch for this one, because I thought this would look nice with a couple of butterflies on it. So punch them out. Now the only thing I will say is be mindful, let's just trim this vellum, be mindful where you stick your glue dot when you're adhering your butterfly to your vellum, because again, from my error, I found that when I stuck the balloon on, I didn't realise that I'd stuck it where the aperture is, so unfortunately you saw the glue dot. So I'm simply going to stick this glue dot onto the corner of its wing, and I'm going to stick it that way, I think, and the same with the other one. Stick it like that. Okay, so box is back down again, and I'm going to use my tear and tape to adhere the boxes together. Now you can use liquid glue, you can use snail, you can use fast fuse. I prefer this simply because you can get it closer to the crease line, although that one isn't. You can get it closer to the crease line, but you also have a straight line. You haven't got to worry about getting your fuse in a straight line or your snail in a straight line. And look how quick and simple it is for me to just put this in and put it down. Simple. Okay, so take the backing off one of them, at one side, both of them, and then simply lie it down and place this one over the top. It's taking shape. When I do this one, I do one at a time. So I do the base first. I'll just make sure that I'm lining the lines up there straight, and then likewise with this one, I just tuck it in, line it up there. Ideal. So as you can see, starting to take shape. You can see the butterfly inside, but not the glue dot. So I've got my candle, which I'm switching on, and I have two tiny magnets that if you're a follower of Pootles, you will see that she uses these. It is where I got my inspiration of getting these from, and I get them from something called Spider Magnets on eBay. I will again put the sizes on my blog. I can't remember what size they are offhand. So what you need to do is make sure that you've not got opposites. So put them together, oops, and they're alive. And then I'm going to stick a glue dot on the back of one and stick it on the base of my candle where I want it. Pop that to one side for a moment because I want to do the base of my box. Now, there's numerous ways that you can do the base of your box. I simply find that the bits with the fold on, I fold up second. So, whoops. So I fold these parts in first, and then again I come back to my tear and tape and I simply add a strip up the side here so it's opposite the crease, spin it round, same again. So look for the crease, put a strip opposite side, and then I also put two small bits across the top of the folded bit. Do you know, I silenced this alarm and I knew it was going to go off somehow. Right, so a piece across that bit and a piece across this one, quite close to the top. Just trim it down. Okay, so when we're folding it up, both shoulders in, tops in, and if I remember how this goes, we tuck it like that. So obviously those bits glue on top. So we take all of the backing off, all 4 pieces, and then we pop them down. Make sure your centres are interlinked there, and then make sure it's square and gently press. Turn it over, get your bone folder, and I always like to give a bit of a press and a rub just to make sure that's adhered. And there we have the base, and as you can see, there's your baker's box. You can see my butterflies. So now we just need to decorate it. So I've got my tea light, my magnets on the bottom, and obviously they're still together. So now I need to add a glue dot to the base of this magnet, and then just carefully pop it in the centre, and then just press it down. And as you can see your butterfly and the cute little hearts. So to hold mine together, I've actually got the gold binder clip for this one. Like I said, on the blue one, I used a paper clip. You can use anything. You could even use the die cuts and make holes and just tie them with ribbon. You can do it whichever way you like. So I'm using the gold binder clip, and I'm actually going with Sweet Sugar Plum and Daffodil Delight to decorate it. And I'm just going to punch out a couple more. Might get another one there. Oh, just. So I've got some butterflies there. I've just grabbed this out of my scrap box. And just punch some of those out. And again, back to my glue dots. And I'm going to stick some on these ones. So I'm going to put this one down the bottom there. There's never really a right or a wrong way when you're punching out shapes. The only difference is that you may notice when you punch that you do get a bit of an impression. But to be fair, it's virtually unnoticeable. So I'm going to stick that one in the middle, and then just gently with my nails bend those wings up, and I'll do the same with this one. And a glue dot, and then let's stick these on the sides. Put that one there. Oops, that one on that side. Let's have this one with its wings out. Get rid of that. And then all I've got here is some Sweet Sugar Plum ruched ribbon, which I decided that I was going to make a bow out of, but I think I'm going to do it this way. So I make my bow. And you can obviously have any And you know, I'm going to stick this one on with a glue dot. I'm not going to use I'm just going to stick it on the front of that clip. There you go, so there's your bow. And I'm just going to add, just for finishing touch, let's add some hearts to the box. I've got some yellow ones here too. Pop a star on the top there, and a star on the side. As like I said, you can stick whatever colour or whatever embellishments you have anywhere. I think that'll do for mine. So there we have two virtually different but quite pretty tea light lanterns, simply made from the baker's box. I think they're great for decorations on tables or even in your home. You could have them to coordinate, and then it's easy enough to simply just take the clip off or take the paper clip off. Because you've got the magnet, you just pop it, and there you see you have your magnet at the bottom. You can still get to your battery to replace it, and then all you have to do is drop it inside and it'll sit back in place. And you can replace the candles as many times as you like. Just a simple and effective decoration, either for home or for a party. Hope you like them. All the details will be on my blog. All the items that I've used can be purchased via the shop at the bottom. And like I said, don't forget, we're coming to the end of celebration, so don't miss out on getting those items while you can. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.